Hey, welcome to the channel. This is Tony's Market Mentor. If you're new, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. If you're coming back, then you know how we do it. We build our wealth one step at a time. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Unfortunately, it's coming to an end. But if you're a trader like me, then you look forward to the weekdays just as much as you do for the weekends. Like I mentioned last Sunday, I'm dedicating Sundays to a technical video. That means they're mostly going to be how to set up specific accounts or use indicators or how to take trend lines, all about learning. Nothing to do with which stocks to purchase, but this is where we're going to grow our knowledge that's going to give us the confidence to be better traders and better investors. Have you guys opened up TradingView and felt like you were looking at an airplane cockpit? I know I have. When I first started and downloaded the app, I was so confused and overwhelmed. There's so many indicators, so many tools, lines going up, lights flashing over here. I just didn't know what I was looking at. I spent more time trying to figure out what was going on in front of me than actually trying to figure out a good trade. Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to clean up your charts so they look nice and professional. I'm going to guide you through TradingView so you know which tools are essential. I'm going to give you some indicators to use. That way, for this coming week, you're properly prepared and hopefully you make some money. First things first, guys, I want to clarify one thing. This is not a paid ad. I am not receiving anything from TradingView. If you're a long-term investor, you really don't need to have this. But it doesn't hurt to have a new tool in your toolbox. If you're a trader, again, you don't need it, but I highly recommend it. It's going to make life a lot easier and it's going to be better. You're going to have more success. They do have the free version. It obviously comes with ads. It limits the amount of indicators and charts you can use. I challenge every single one of you looking at this video today to start with the free version. Once you start trading and you make enough money to cover the essentials for a full year, reward yourself by upgrading. Till then, stick to the free chart. So first thing you're going to do is sign up. After we sign up, we're going to go open up the screen. We're going to go to the top right corner where you see this little round thing with the N, or it's going to have probably the initial of your first name. We're going to click on that. I'm going to click on the top right corner on the N right here again, next to where it says upgrade, and I'm going to switch to dark theme. Now it's nice and dark for me. I'm going to click on the top left corner right here, the TradingView logo, and it's going to bring us to our main screen. On the top left, we're going to see a search bar. Right here is where you could enter any ticker symbol. It could be stocks, it could be crypto, it could be futures. Next to that ticker symbol, you're going to see this little flag. If you click on that, that'll add it to your watch list. A watch list is simply like a playlist like you would on Spotify. It saves it and makes it a lot easier to locate. Today, we're going to set up the chart using the SPY. So we're going to click on the SPY and it's going to open this up right here. And now it's where it gets crazy. After we open up the SPY, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my watch list. That way I minimize it. It gives me more room for my chart. Second thing, I'm going to go down to the bottom right. I'm going to click the time zone right here. I'm going to choose my specific time zone. I like to see my time zone. I don't need to see New York time. I can do simple math. I'm 3 hours behind. And then if you want to switch to 24 hours or 12 hours, you're going to click on the little settings on the bottom right. And you're going to go to scale and lines. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Right here, you're going to see time, hours, format. You could either go 12 hours or 24 hours. I like keeping the 12 hours. It starts with 24. I switched it to 12 hours. After we choose the time zone that we want to enable extended trading hours. So in order to do that, we're going to go to the top left over here where you see this D. It has to be in interdays. So we're going to click on that. We're going to go to 5 minutes. So here's a little trick I just learned. You right click and you hit reset chart view and it sets it back up. Still has the 5 minutes. So now we're going to go to the bottom right and you see where it says RT. That's regular trading hours. We're going to click on that. We're going to go to extended trading hours. So what that's going to do is going to give you pre-market before the market opens in this brown box. And you could change the color. You can make it lighter, brighter, or whatever you want. You simply got to right click and change your settings. I'll go over that in a second. And it gives you the after hours. So right after the market closes, it lets you know what's happening. Why is that important? Because it gives you a broader picture of what we're looking at. That way you can make better decisions when you're trading or when you're setting up your trend lines. You don't just have half of the information. See, if we click on that again and we go to regular hours, see how it takes those away? It gives you this gap up here. So what happened there? Well, there was trading happening before the market opened. So it gives you a better picture of what's going on. Now that we have our time zone and our extended trading hours, I'm going to go to the top left where it says SPDR. I'm going to right click. I'm going to remove symbol and titles. You're going to see why in a second. I'm going to remove chart values, bar change values, and volume. I'm also going to remove the buy and sell buttons. Now I'm going to right click on the chart. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to canvas. I'm going to go to grid lines. I'm going to remove or hit none. Then watermarks. I will hit ticker and description. Hit OK. Now you have the name of the company you're trading or the stock on the screen. You don't have to, so you don't need it on the top left. This is useful so you don't get confused on what you're trading. Plus it gets rid of it in the top left as well. I think it looks a little bit nicer and cleaner. Now we have a nice clean chart going on. Now I'm going to show you how to navigate through TradingView. We're going to start off on the right corner. Right here is going to be our watch list, our alerts, and we could click on them and they expand. If we click on this, is going to show you all your indicators that you're going to be using. So that little line we took off in the top left corner is now over here. Since you can't take this off, why have it in 2 different locations? All this other stuff down here, I honestly have never even used, so don't even worry about it if you're starting off. If we go to the left side of the screen, you're gonna see where all your tools are at. And there's so many tools, you can get lost there for days, but you really don't need them all. The first one, that's just gonna show you what your pointer wants. You could be a little magic wand, dots, arrows. I keep the cross, it doesn't make a difference to me. Next one down, and you could set these here and hit the as favorite, and then they pop up here and you can move them to the corner wherever you want so you don't get confused. This is where you're going to use your lines. If you're just starting off, these are what you're going to use. You're going to use your trend line. This is going to help you set a trend line, so I could click and you scroll and you bring it to where you want. There's your trend line. We're going to use, you could use array, and we could highlight them all and keep them just in case you want. So this, what this is going to do is going to give you a solid array all the way through, so you don't have to draw the trend line. But it does go all the way through. Keep that in mind. And you could change the colors if you want. So if you go up here, see where it's blue, I could change it to yellow. I could change it to green, whatever color I want. Let's do yellow for now so you guys can see a little better. There's all the settings up here for your lines. This little back arrow will remove all that you just did. The next line that we'll use will be an info line. This is really useful. Again, you have to draw it out and it measures, the percentage, the bars, the degree that you have. Again, you could change the color of the line as well. You could change the thickness. If you want to dot it, dash, whatever, you could set alerts. So we're going to star that one. The extended line is probably the one I use the most. This is what I use to draw lines. So I click on here, there's your extended line. So we're going to highlight that one. I lied, guys. The one I use the most is actually the horizontal line. I'm gonna click on that. This is where what I use to set my supports and resistance. Real simple, boom, it gives you your line right there. But here's an easier way to do it. You go to wherever you see your support or resistance. For example, right here, 637, you click that plus, draw a horizontal line, and there it comes. You could put your color, you could add an alert. Once it crosses that bar, you could put a message. If you go to settings, you could write text, support, hit OK. And it adds it on there. If you want it to go to the right or the left, you just indicate it where you want it. So I want it to the left side or the right side. And then you see it there. You change the font size, color, and everything as well. So for your lines, this is what you're going to use. And don't worry about all this other stuff. Eventually you might end up using it, but I've never used almost half of this stuff here. You got your trend line, your array, your info line, extended line, and your horizontal line. They all pretty much do the same. It's just a slight difference. And see how I starred them? They're all over here now. One more thing, you're gonna want to eventually use this parallel channel. So we're gonna star the parallel channel. This is a really useful tool. So I click on the parallel channel and let's go to this bottom wick. I'm gonna draw a line to this next, to the end of the day, and then I can extend my channel. So if you're trading this, okay, that's the pattern. It hits that, it comes down, comes up, and it hits down. So that's where you could trade, or you could wait for the breakout of the channel. Once you set that up, you can move it up here if you like. Now you have all your lines, so you don't have to forget. Once you get a routine of which lines you want to use, you can just remove it and get rid of it. So I don't need to constantly have that there. So I remove the stars. Now I have a clean chart once again. Moving down to the next one. This is the Fibonacci retracement. You're gonna have a lot of this Fibonacci stuff. I took a lot of time figuring this all out. As a beginner, I recommend just avoid this section for now. Right here, these pattern and triangles, don't worry about those either. Long positions, short positions. If you're just starting off, don't worry about any of this stuff right now. That's just noise and it's just gonna confuse you. Paintbrush. Guys, you're not going to need a paintbrush. You're not going to be drawing on these charts unless you're showing someone, okay, well, I bought here. You're not going to be using emojis. There's no reason for you to use an emoji here. So let's get rid of it. Don't worry about the emojis. This is good. The ruler is going to help measure the upside. So it's a potential upside or downside depending on the direction you're going. So that's a useful tool to eventually use. It's going to be your ruler. And after that, guys, everything on the left side I would avoid, except for that stuff I just told you to star if you're starting off. You have the little trash can here, so any drawings, any lines that you put on, I would remove them after you're done for the day. Do not remove the indicators that you're going to have on there. It's really important we keep those. It makes it real simple to just have them because it's going to be on there for every chart. You don't have to do this for every chart. You do have to set your lines for every chart. So moving to the top part of the screen, right here, we have your name. You got the ticker symbol. If you want to switch to a different ticker or a different company, we click on that and you type in whatever company you want. It comes up. So we want NVIDIA. There's NVIDIA. Has your trading hours. It has everything you already adjusted. Time. So now we're on the NVIDIA chart. So after that, we have here, see where it says 5M. That's 5 minutes. That means every candle is a 5-minute candle. So I could switch it to 1, 3, 10, 15. If you're day trading or intraday trading, I recommend starting with 5 or doing the 5, 10, and 15, maybe even 30 minutes. If you're trading for longer periods of time, like say days or weeks out, then you can switch to the hour or the day chart. That's what this is right here. On the bottom, you have how far you want the calendar to go out to. I keep whatever setting it has, unless I'm specifically looking out for a whole year. See, this is going to give you the chart for a whole year. So now you know how to use the tools, which tools are important. On the left side over here, you know what the right side is. You got your watch list. You got your object tree. That's going to show you everything you've done. So for example, if I put an emoji, it shows the emoji there. I can also delete it. We got our extended hours on. We have our time zone on. Now let's set up your indicators. The first indicator I want you guys to go to is going to be the RSI. RSI, the Relative Strength Index. We're going to star that. That way you have it there, and we're going to click on it. Your indicator is going to come down here in the bottom. I like to minimize mine just a tad bit. Right there. So we got our RSI, and we'll go over how to use these indicators for day trading on a different video. The second indicator I want you guys to add to your chart is going to be the MACD. M-A-C-D. And we're going to click on the very first one. We're going to star it. Moving average. I'm going to click on that. Now we have our RSI and our MACD. Again, I'm going to minimize this a little bit. That way my charts aren't too small. There we go. Perfect. If you're using the free version, guys, you only get 2 indicators. So the MACD and the RSI, those are going to be your main ones to start off with. If you have a paid version of TradingView, here's the bonus indicator. We're going to go back to indicators. We're going to enter VWAP. Right here, I already have it highlighted. And there's your VWAP. That's going to be your third indicator, your bonus indicator for those that are paying for TradingView. Now, a couple settings that I like to do to make this look a little nicer. I click on it, go to settings, go to style. I'm going to click remove the upper band, remove the lower band, and remove the fill. I hit OK, and now you have the VWAP. This blue line will be the VWAP. Again, you could change that whatever color you want. Just like that, you got a nice, clean, professional chart. Let me know what you guys thought. Was this too confusing? Was it too much information to start off with? I hope this really helps you guys out. Like I said, when I first started trading and I opened up TradingView, it was really confusing and overwhelming. I'm hoping that this kind of give you a little bit of clarity on what you need to start off with. Again, I recommend starting with the free version and then upgrading to the essential one. Do me a favor, share this with someone that is starting off and needs help setting up their charts and don't know where they're at or don't know what they're doing. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys on Friday's video.